Hello folks, welcome to the beginning of the week, so the Monday forecast. And let's get started with the usual pair, so the euro and the US dollar. Right here, this one is showing us some potential. What I'm seeing is I was seeing a descending right here, and I was expecting this reversal to the upside. And then we actually started to ascend, so we started to push up, break the highs, retrace, break the highs, retrace. And now we got a nice impulse to the upside, so this is looking good. Finally we are getting some clean impulses and some nice price action. As I said, the euro pairs are known for having an ascending and then impulsing in the same direction, so that is always a possibility. And then we got a large wick and this aggressive retrace. So this is a little bit of a concern, because when we do get this aggressive retrace, we usually either reverse or we tend to range around between the low and the high. So something to keep in mind, that this is a warning sign. First we got a large wick and then we got an aggressive retrace, so we have two warning signs. Personally for me, I would consider taking a flag if we do get some more ranging price action like this, and then we break the low retrace and get that flag formation, or if we maybe descend to the entry point, which would be this inside bar, for a break and a retest trade. So that is very simple. We broke this high, and then I want it to descend to the retrace point, so for it to retrace to the inside bar, which would be my entry level. But I need to see price slow down to my entry level. This is showing me an aggressive retrace and a potential momentum shift. So what I would really like to see is another push up and then a nice flag, or maybe a V reversal, that pattern that I'm always talking about, and then another push down and then a nice flag, or this ascending structure like this and then a reversal down, a nice flag, or a descending structure like this, reversal to the upside, and then also a nice flag. But yeah, currently I want to see this momentum continue up. That would be the most probable and the most high probability scenario. So let's see what will happen. Now for the euro and the Japanese yen, range bound, and we are breaking into the upper liquidity area. So we had this range, we were obviously range bound, we broke the high retrace, broke the high retraced, broke the low retraced, and now we are in this liquidity area. As we can see, we pushed a little bit above it, but not really a significant push, and we did get a large wick. So we got this impulse and then a large wick, and now we are forming this, we may form a flag. For me personally, I would consider taking a flag, but depending on how it forms. If it's a really clean flag, then I will consider maybe taking a flag right here. What is a warning sign to me is that this impulse is not really showing me much momentum, and the prior price action has been heavily range bound, so that is definitely a concern for me. So it is actually more probable I will stay out of any setups and wait for the break of the low or the high. Or maybe if we get a really clean descending, I would consider taking a long trade. But as I said, taking in the factors that the prior price action is heavily range bound, that this impulse is not that big, and that we had a large wick right here, and also it's Monday. Mondays and Tuesdays are predominantly range bound, and usually the setups that form on Mondays and Tuesdays don't really tend to work out. So by combining all of these factors, I would say I will probably be waiting for the break of the low or the high. So yeah, that's it for the euro and the Japanese yen. The forecast would be I would need to break the high and then get a nice flag. That would be very high probability. Or if we get this V, look for a range, push down and then a nice flag. If we ascend, look for a nice reversal down. If we descend, look for a reversal to the upside like this. But yeah, what I would really like to see is a continuation of this impulse. I would like to see another push and then either a break and retest trade or a flag. So let's move on to the Aussie pairs. And here we have the Aussie and the US dollar, which is looking range bound actually. There was an opportunity to enter on a trade right here. Maybe some people were seeing this push, pullback and then another push, but for me there was a huge wick, which was a big warning sign. When I see a huge wick, I'm staying out, especially when it's just a one candle impulse, and then a huge wick is definitely a no trade for me. So definitely something to maybe backtest if you did take a trade. Or usually when we get a huge wick like this, we just range around for a long time. So this pair is not showing me anything. What I would like to see is a large impulse up, continuation pattern, or a large impulse down, also a continuation pattern. Also, if we do start to form this ascending, I will look for a reversal to the downside. If we do start to form a descending structure, I will look for a reversal to the upside, something like this. Currently, as I said, not showing me anything. I need to see cleaner price action. Stayed out of these potential setups. And yeah, I'm expecting more range-bound price action because it's Mondays and Tuesdays. But let's see what will happen. And now let's move on to the final pair. So the Aussie and the Japanese yen. So right here, this is looking the worst out of all the pairs. This is looking very, very range bound, and it's not really showing me anything. We are kind of breaking the highs, retracing, breaking the highs, retracing, breaking the highs, retracing, leaving wicks right here. So that is a good sign to get a reversal. When we are just breaking the highs with a wick and retracing, breaking with a wick, retracing, breaking with a wick, retracing, usually we tend to get a nice reversal out of that. But what I know on the Aussie and the Japanese yen, so on this particular pair, reversals don't really tend to work out that great for me personally. So I would like to see some clean price action. If we do get a large impulse down, signaling a reversal, I will take a trade. But it needs to be clean price action. The impulse needs to be big. If we get more of an ascending, then that would also be very good. I would look for a reversal and a nice continuation pattern. If we do get a descending structure, then I will look for a reversal to the upside. And if we impulse up from here, I will look for a flag. But this impulse really then needs to be large and show me some clear momentum to the upside. So to sum up, this looks range bound, but also can be ascending as we are breaking the highs and leaving wicks. So I am looking for a reversal, but I need to see really, really clean price action and a nice high probability setup. So yeah, that's it. I would advise to be a bit more careful with all of the setups because it's Monday. So don't overtrade, don't take valid setups, and look for those really high probability large impulses and with no wicks, with a clean close. That is what I would advise. So that's it, and I will see you guys tomorrow.